Amos Kimunya is a former finance minister, yeah, in the Kibaki regime, yeah, and currently is back in parliament as a legislator. And so his background, yeah, being bang in the middle of the Kibaki administration, indeed being a very senior cabinet minister under Kibaki, whatever he says, yeah, somebody should pay attention. They should pay attention because this man was an insider, yeah. He knows all about the inner workings of government. Now, Kimunya has some very interesting things to say about the current CS internal, Bwana Fred Matiang'i. And it is all based on the current controversy, indeed the current major scare on the Kenyan public, of sugar being laced with mercury and other harmful metals. Actually, for those living outside Kenya, you may miss just how serious this current sugar manenos is, because many people are not using sugar. Yeah, many people are now using honey with their tea, and those who cannot afford or access honey are drinking their tea without sugar, or missing tea altogether. It is obvious nobody wants to take chances with their health. Yeah, and Kenyans with their humor, have come up with something funny. Yeah, to try and drown how serious this situation is, to try and downplay how serious it is. Or perhaps they're just following Kumekucha advice. Yeah, things may be so sad, so to avoid crying, you laugh, or you create a joke and laugh. Because what else can you do? Now this joke, or rather one of the jokes being peddled, linked to this sugar manenos, is just hilarious. Some Kenyans on social media are saying Kenyans had better be careful, because very soon, we're going to have tissue paper laced with pilipili, laced with pepper, or rather, toilet paper with pilipili. I'm telling you, Kenyans can be funny. However, of course, that joke misses the point, because the point of having metal in sugar is to increase the weight, for more profit, which is just excessive greed, greed that reaches a place where somebody becomes so evil they want to commit mass murder, for profit, However, lacing toilet paper with pepper or pilipili would have no apparent motive. Anyway, Kimunya, former finance minister, says that Matiang'i is behaving like an activist and yet is a cabinet secretary. Kimunya says that Matiang'i's inexperience is beginning to show. Why? Because Kimunya says there are some government issues you don't call a press conference to reveal. Because the repercussions or the consequences of you revealing that information to the press and the public can be catastrophic. And so if Bwana Fred Matiang'i or the government got wind of the fact that sugar is contaminated, they should have dealt with the problem without calling press conferences. They should have dealt with the problem without making this large expose, revealing everything to the public. And Kimunya even gives examples. He says when a tourist or somebody planning to come to Kenya reads such a story, will they come to Kenya? To bring income and much needed foreign currency to the country? Will they? Would you, if you're a tourist, go to a place where the sugar is poisoned? And this is not information coming from an investigative journalist who could be wrong. It's information coming directly from the government. Now, in my view, Kimunya has a point. Because as eternal CS, Matiang'i is holding way too many press conferences. And according to Kimunya, this is Matiang'i trying to show that he's working. That is a very active, very effective cabinet CS, or rather cabinet secretary. Now this rings very true if you follow Bwana Fred Matiang'i's record. When he was at Ministry of Education, there was plenty of drama in that ministry. Plenty of press conferences, exposing this, exposing that, etc., etc. It is true that Matiang'i was an activist cabinet secretary in education. Now, when you carry the same habits to a sensitive docket like internal security, then that becomes extremely dangerous. And I'm sure at this juncture, you can see Kimunya's point. Now, I'm very much aware of the fact that some people shoot back and say, Chris, I thought you said that the government should not hold back information. I thought you said, according to the Information Act, information should be accessible to all and sundry, journalists and even the public. Yep, I said that, and that is very true. However, the world over, governments have secrets. There is information that governments keep secret and they keep away from the public. And why do they do this? They don't do this in order to rig an election. They do this in order to protect the public, in order to prevent mass hysteria amongst the public, panic. And panic can quite often be much more harmful even than the initial threat. Let me give you a hypothetical example of exactly what I'm talking about. Let's say the government intelligence service gets wind of a plot by terrorists to attack supermarkets. If it was up to me, I would not release such information to the public. Instead, what I'd do everything in my power, to prevent such an attack from happening. When you call a press conference and announce something like that, you're playing right into the hands of the terrorists. Because the whole idea with terrorists is to disrupt, cause panic, destabilize countries. Do I think the sugar expose is as dangerous as the example I've given? Yes, I do. Sugar is something that is consumed in each and every Kenyan household. Even the poorest of the poor will have sugar in their house, in their slum. Not only that, a lot of baby foods and foods fed to infants who don't have very strong immune systems yet, is made out of sugar. Baby food, iko na sukari. That's really the long and short of it. So you can begin to imagine what mothers who have toddlers and very young children are going through right now. Because the options are very limited. The alternatives are extremely limited. Especially in this environment we have in Kenya today, where we have very serious economic troubles. Hakuna pesa, there's no money. Now, having said that, I have a different theory, as to the real motive of Matiang'i releasing this information to the public. As I've said before on this channel, the internal security or internal docket is very different from all the other dockets. In most cases, the CS is just a figurehead. There are a lot of other powerful people making decisions within that docket. Apart from very powerful PS, Bwana Karanja Kibicho, the truth is a lot of the things that go through this docket have to pass by the President of the Republic of Kenya. That is the man who has to advise action most of the time. I'm not saying in all cases. And so we have to consider a very, very disturbing reason why this sugar maneno has been made public in the way it has been, causing a lot of panic amongst Kenyans. And that reason is the current war going on within Jubilee, between DP William Ruto supporters and others, or versus the rest. And this becomes more believable when you consider the fact that a lot of the big sugar people seem to be linked to DP William Ruto. At least there's close allies, or allied to him, or supporting him, or at the very least supporting his henchmen and his foot soldiers. If this is true, then it would suggest that the current war ongoing within Jubilee has escalated to very, very dangerous levels. Dangerous for the Kenyan public, dangerous to the Kenyan people. Because as the saying says, when two elephants fight, who gets hurt the most? It's the grass. It's the grass that gets damaged. The grass in this case being the people of Kenya. Until next time, this is Chris Kumekucha.